My name is Austin Rutherford. In this video, I'm going to take you through the journey of how I went from broke to multi-millionaire through real estate and how you can too. My original dream was to go to the NBA and be a baller. Unfortunately, that didn't quite really work out, which led me to falling in love with real estate. And the reason I fell in love with real estate is because I heard two things. The first one is passive residual income. So what does this actually mean? Passive income means money that you make without continuously working. So that sounded pretty good. If I can make money passively, I was in. And then residually means continuously. So if I can make money without working continuously, sounded pretty good to me. So that got me started. And then number two, the second thing that I heard is that 90% of people that have $1 million or more on their tax return had real estate in their portfolio. So if people that are millionaires, majority of them, 90% of them own real estate, I was like, real estate has to make sense. That's what got me on my real estate journey. So I had about $35,000 saved when I was about 20 years old from previously flipping Buckeye necklaces, flipping candy, shoveling driveways, snow in Ohio, cutting grass, doing anything and everything I can to make money. And I just kept putting it away into savings. So I had about $35,000. So the first thing that I did is I decided to buy a duplex, a cash flowing rental property. So I didn't house hack this. House hacking is when you can buy a 2 to 4 family property and only put a 3.5% down payment down, but you have to move in and live in one of the units. This duplex both had long-term leases in place, so I was not able to move into these units. So each side was already rented for about $1,250 per month, and then I had to come in and put a 20% down payment to be able to buy this property. So after I bought the property and then I was collecting that rent, after paying my mortgage, I was netting about $1,000 a month. So I was, thought I was on my way to, becoming a millionaire with $1,000 a month. That would take a long time to become a millionaire off of $1,000 per month, but that was my intro into the world of real estate. I bought it's called turnkey rental property that was already making money, and I just had to put a down payment down onto the property. At the same time of doing this, I was also working a full-time job, valeting cars. I was working probably 50 to 60 hours per week because I was trying to make as much money as possible to then use that money to then go out and invest more into real estate. So I was picking up as much overtime as I could and making as much tips as I could as well. On top of that, I was going to college. I was taking 15 credit hours. Anybody else, grew up, go to college, get a degree, get a good job, et cetera, et cetera. I did too. I promised my mother I'd graduate and get my degree. So I was starting my real estate business. I was going to college taking 15 credit hours, and I was valeting cars about 50 to 60 hours a week and going all in on real estate. And this is about the time where I realized it took me 20 years of saving money to buy my first rental property. 20 years to get one house. So it clicked. It was like, I need to make money a lot faster to be able to buy more rental properties to make more passive residual income. So what did I do? I was driving to work one day and I heard a radio ad and it was like, if you want to learn how to flip houses and get rich, come to this free seminar. So I went to the seminar. It was 2 hours. And then at the end of that one, they're like, hey, let's come to this 3-day seminar. It's $200 to come to 3 days to learn all about investing in real estate. I was like, yep, I'm in. Here's my credit card. Went to the 3-day seminar. And then on day number 2, they told you about their coaching program. It was $25,000. I didn't have $25,000. But I felt like there was like something in my heart that it felt like an opportunity, right? What better way to learn a business that you're trying to do from somebody that is already doing the business. So literally I can copy and paste what they're doing and put it into my business and go out and be successful as well. So I maxed out, I actually opened a new credit card and then maxed out my credit card to join this coaching program. And it took from that day to the day I actually made money in real estate was 16 months of struggle. There's a lot of dark times, which I'm sure some of you guys are potentially going through or have gone through in the past. I get it, it sucks, but there can be a light at the end of the tunnel. So valeting cars in the middle of the winter, going to college, not going out, not partying, not traveling, losing friends, that I would always get invited out to go out with friends. I'd be like, nope, I'm working. And after I actually had some success in real estate, my friends came back to me and they were like, we never really knew what you mean by you were working because you were always broke. Like you were broke for 1.5 years, but you were working all this time. So there's gonna be some dark times along the journey, unfortunately. Finally, I ended up getting that first deal under contract. I got it under contract for $74,000, but it needed $170,000 of renovation, almost $250,000 that I needed to fund this deal. I didn't have $250,000. I didn't even have $25,000. So what did I do? I raised money from the lady in this picture up here. Most people think that when you do real estate, you need boatloads of your own money to do this business. The beautiful thing is that you don't need your money, you just need other people's money. They're called private money lenders, and that's what this lady was to me. I met this lady a year prior at a local real estate networking event, and she told me that she had a self-directed IRA, and from there, I reinvested literally every single penny right back into the business. I didn't go out and party, I didn't take a vacation, I didn't go to dinner, I didn't buy any sneakers. I reinvested every single penny back into the business and continued flipping more houses. And then I flipped my second one, made about $40,000 in profit. So I was about $150,000 in profit in about a 90-day period. And that is when I went and I dropped out of school. I told my mother I'd never graduate. She'd never see me walk across that stage. Luckily, they supported me since day one, my parents. So they're super supportive of me. And then second, I went into my valet job. I was like, hey boss, I'm out, I quit. Again, luckily, you know, I was friends with him at the time and he supported it. You know, everything was smooth and easy. So I kept flipping houses. Here's a picture of the third house that I flipped and continued doing it and raised tens of millions of dollars from other people to fund all my deals. And then I started building new construction homes. This was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. I went around the neighborhood and I bought as many lots as possible for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 and owned as many as possible and then built new construction. I was the first person to build new construction in this neighborhood. So I built 3 of them to try to get a proof of concept. Luckily, those 3 deals, I made over $100,000 in profit each. And I already had a whole, 10, 20 other lots that I owned that I could build on as well. So that play alone, was multiple millions of dollars in profits, and then the rest was history after that. I started wholesaling houses because I got tired of doing these huge rehabs. And then 5 years into the business and hundreds of deals later, I realized this. I realized that I was chasing money. When you flip a house and sell it, yeah, you might make 10, 20, 50, $100,000 in profit one time, but then you have to go out and get that next deal. Because once you sell it, you'll never make money on that house again. So when I finally realized that, I changed my business model. So at the time I was flipping 90, 95% or wholesaling or new construction. I was actively getting rid of 90 to 95% of my portfolio. And I was only keeping 5 or 10% of those deals as long-term rental properties because that's how real wealth is built. So I inverted my business and I literally flipped it. So I started keeping like 90, 95% of my deals as rental properties and then flipping and selling 5 to 10% of my deals. And that's how I've been able to build the wealth that I've been able to create. Now my strategy is something called the BRRRR method. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. So we buy houses with other people's money, we stabilize it, put a tenant in it, and then we take it to a bank to give us a refinance to pay off our lenders to now own these properties. So I own about 130 rental properties today using that strategy and using other people's money. So if you want to learn more about that strategy, there'll be a link in the description after this video for you to take a look at that as well. And today I'm still buying 1 to 2 deals a week, continuously building my portfolio because again, wealth is through ownership. I don't know if you can see it up there, but it says wealth is through ownership. The only way to true wealth, to true passive residual income, where you never have to worry about money again long-term is through owning real estate. So I'm still actively buying more real estate to continue to build my portfolio. So my advice to you, real estate is not an if game, it's a when game. Real estate works. It's worked time and time again. The only question is, are you putting in the work to make it work? It works. It's just a win game. It took me 16 months to do my first deal. I have students that it takes them a month to do their first deal. I have students that it takes them a year to do their first deal. But it's not if, it's when. So the advice is learn from somebody that's doing what you want and literally emulate them, right? Copy what they're doing that works into your market, put your own spin on it, put your own words in it, and go out there and implement those things. Because real estate, again, is not an if game, it's a win game. And also make sure you're always raising money. continuously raise money from private money lenders nonstop, all day, every day. I got a program, it's $27 in the link in the description below. I'll get it to you, but it'll teach you how to raise money to do deals with other people's money. So build wealth for yourself using OPM. Doesn't get better than that. Last quote I'm gonna leave you with. This will be the last time you'll ever buy a piece of real estate at this price. Over time, real estate goes up and to the right. Yes, there's a little bit of volatility,